Manchester United. We'll start that again, shall we? Manchester City 2, Arsenal 2. It feels like a loss to me. We're going to get Kenny's thoughts. Make sure you follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. Started the game like we were going to get absolutely slapped. I can't lie. Calafiori was getting cooked by Savio. It was not looking good. Inter have just equalised against Milan, 1-1. After that, Calafiori scores an absolute screamer. Then after that, they had the little jab to the face off of the Gabriel miss off the corner. They didn't learn and take their warning. And then Gabriel does exactly the same, this time to Kyle Walker instead of Doku, and bang, we're 2-1 up. And we're like, yo, get to half time. Just don't do anything stupid. And then Trossard rocks up. Well done, mate. Cheers, fella. Second half, one of the best defensive displays of football. Not very pretty to look at, but it was a mad defensive display. It was like actually watching Italian football back in the 90s. And then one lapse again, right at the end of the game. 29, Thomas Partey and Ben White all switch off for the corner and they score. And it feels like a loss, Kenny. What did you make of that, mate?
You know what? In a context, I think you've got to break the game down in the context is the way Man City started, you thought, oh my God, they're going to smash us because they were playing the kind of football that I thought that was reminiscent of how they started this season and reminiscent of their Pep's best teams. And then two things happened. One thing happened that two things happened. First thing was Rodri's injury. I think that changed things because Rodri's the only player who can actually carry the ball, but he can actually hold. He's a complete midfielder. And then they had to bring on Kovacevic, who did all right. And then we got a bit of luck with our free kick because, again, I've always said to Arsenal fans, if you think referees are kicking you in the teeth, yeah, probably they will, but it always even itself out. You know, City didn't set themselves. We didn't care. It's our free kick. It's our advantage. And Calafiori, you're right, scored a fantastic goal because he was kind of out of position for Man City's first goal. And after that, it was a case of Man City not getting angry. I think they got annoyed because they felt that it was injustice to our goal. And that played in their minds. And we carried on playing the football. We were trying to carry the game. We looked pretty comfortable. As you said, 38th minute, didn't heed his lesson when Gabriel should have put us 2-1 up. And then when we scored just before half time, it was one of the things I thought, I think we can go and win this because we're one of those teams that if we go in front, you can't break us down. We're so hard to break down. No matter how good you are, only two teams are capable of breaking us down, and that's Liverpool and Man City with 11 men. And then the controversial moment. Let's face it, let the law, he's got to go off. No doubt about it. Especially when you're winning. And I always say, don't give the referee a decision to make when you don't need to give him a decision to make. I don't care about Doku.
Trossard had already done it anyway. He'd already kicked the ball away once before and got away with it.
What did afterwards and what happened afterwards. Let's just concentrate on Arsenal. Let's assume this referee is going to give us nothing. They didn't learn the lesson from Brighton. Goes and kicks the ball away. Knew what was going to happen. The players knew what was going to happen. Can't have any complaints. I think Mick Arteta didn't see him kick the ball away because he hugged him afterwards.
I didn't see it. People in my chat were saying 5 minutes later.
A good friend of mine was with me watching the game, and I said, "We ain't got it here." He's basically put his body in, and and followed through. Referees don't normally give second yellow cards for that. He said, "No, he kicked the ball away." I went, fair
I actually thought the foul was a yellow card. I can't lie. And he got away with one. He got away with one on Walker. Earlier. So he got that warning. They kicked the ball away as well before that as well. But then the foul itself could have been a yellow. Then he kicks it away. It's like, come on, how many more chances?
Yeah, but the thing about it is that the first foul was silly where Savio's going no and he pulls his shirt. And then Savino. And then
what did you make of straight from kickoff? Because I don't know how he didn't get booked. I thought that was maybe a red card. I haven't seen another replay.
You know what? If
29 went like that on him, I thought, you've put your arms towards him.
If he was like with the elbow or two hands,
it's gone like
face, he's off. But it was one of those things where there was an intent about us that
they went out there to hurt Rodri today. I can't lie, they did. Him and Thomas Partey.
You know what? We're not going to be bullied by you guys. The fact is that football's a funny old game. Certain things can change the whole context of the match. Rodri's injury could have changed the whole context of the game. And then us going 2-1 up and then Trossard getting sent off. Our game plan was set in stone then. It was a kind of defending. The only criticism I have of that is that when you keep on doing it, you have no outlet. You're just inviting pressure. The good thing about it was we were so well organised that Man City resorted from shooting from distance, and you're never going to, have a clear shot and goal the way we shaped up. And of course, our goalkeeper, he's catching, made saves from long range. You can't argue with that. But when Grealish got in behind us and he managed to get that pass and they had the deflected shot, Kovacevic, what killed it? Our goalkeeper was on the ground. Because normally when he makes those saves, he gets straight up, jumps up, makes himself big. And when you hit the rebound, he'll do a double save. But because he was on the floor, it was a case like Man City scuffed the ball and he went in the back of the net. The question us fans need to ask themselves is about context. In the context of the game, had it been how Man City started and Rodri was on the pitch and we somehow fluked and equalised, this is a good point. But the fact we went 2-1 up, is it points dropped?
I think in the context of the game I'm saying this right after the game, obviously, yeah. For me, that feels like a loss. And I said this when I was wrapping up the stream. And I said it in the second half. Yeah, because I said to Matty and Ola after about 5-10 minutes that second half, because we had 9% possession after the first 5-10 minutes or so. Yeah. I don't know what it was complete in the second half. But at one point, it went up to 12%. I said, we can't keep defending like this without an out ball, because they will hit us and they will get something. Deflected goal, a penalty, a corner. I said, but at the same time, the longer it was going on, we was counting the minutes down. That felt like an eternity, that second half. And then, go on.
All three of us had people watching. All three of us watched it. My wife's watching with me as well. And we thought, we're going to do this. But in the back of my mind, there were times when Benjamin White kicked the ball and he had nowhere to pass it. He just cleared it. Skelly
same with Rice. Same with Rice. It was a case of just get it up the pitch. We'll set our formation again. Get a 5-second breather and we go.
It's in the context of how it's dangerous against that sort.
Do you think, because obviously Rodri, I think is going to be out for a while. I think he's probably done a knee ligament.
If it's an ACL, it's a good few months.
He's going to be out probably for the season, maybe. Yeah, but do you think, because I think we went out there to hurt him today. Yeah, and listen, that's part of football. Yeah, him and Thomas Partey, 29 and Thomas Partey went out there to get stuck in. Yeah, and I like that. I like the fact that we're getting stuck in, because we've grown up on that, Kenny. We've seen that with Arsenal and Man U. Yeah, so I get that, and it was unfortunate because the injury he did wasn't off of Partey bumping him; it was off of him getting his studs in the ground. That mentally has now effed them up a little bit. Yeah, because now they've got one of their best players, if not their best player, out for a while. But then the fact that we've had that dagger right at the end, and again, you see the players, they're on the floor, they've got the shirts over their heads. Yeah, it's like, how many more times do we play this lot and we can't beat them?
We can't. Really,
I know we beat them at home, but away. But do we think in our heads, after putting in such a great display defensively, do you think that we can recover from that? Because we've lost some injuries we lost some players to injury today.
The thing is,
how many times? Basically, what I'm saying is, how many times do we keep getting punched in the face before we eventually fall over?
Well, the thing is, it depends how long term the injury is to Odegaard. And because it's definitely going to sort of change the way we play I think in a negative way, because I do think that Havertz, without the ultimate striker we need and want, Havertz gives us that outlet and that effectiveness that we wouldn't get from Jesus or any other player. So that's a situation where I think could cost us, because I think what we're going to do in games, we're going to get by. We ain't going to be beaten. We're going to win by a goal, but we're not going to tear teams apart without some sort of creativity. Because without without Odegaard, and let's get it wrong, Odegaard doesn't always dominate games. In games like this, he normally goes missing. In games away from home, especially the game on Thursday today, he goes missing. But
100%.
When you've got that option of some sort of creativity to get the best out of our front three, Odegaard still is the main player to do that. So until he comes back, we're going to have to be scrimping save, but win matches ugly, and I think that's the situation. Whether we'll be able to get away with it long term, I don't know. I think City will clear their heads. They're not going to change the way they play. I say it respectfully. Rodri will be a big miss against games against us and against Liverpool. But really, is he going to be a real big miss against other teams in the Premiership? I beg to differ. So really,
yeah, it's only 4 games, really, then, isn't it?
Yeah, really and truly, City are going to be fine anyway. They're still going to be able to, win games. They're probably not going to play the football of the 2018, 2019 team, because you look at it, they have Ferrandinho, and he basically did the Rodri job, and then all of their players were able to bomb forward. So it's one of those things where, it's one of the, where for me, how do I say it? One game at a time. The next game is Bolton, then it's Leicester. We just got to kick on, but we need to try and put teams away. One interesting fact that a lot of Arsenal fans didn't mention, but I've mentioned it before in your podcast and other podcasts. I was right about Timber's rightful position, wasn't I? Everyone was calling Timber a left back.
We said it. We said it on the podcast. Yeah.
Who knew?
Ben White is going to get the Ramsdale treatment. We said it, Kenny.
He is because the fact is this guy looks for perfection. Ben White hasn't actually.
I don't think he was that great, Timber, in the first half. Yeah, he didn't have a lot to do, but because they were going down the other side on Calafiori's. Second half, I thought he was quality.
Once he's fully fit and over his injury, I think what will happen is that Calafiori would do for now in that left back situation. Timber will play right back, and then we're probably going to look for a left back, and then we've got a decision to make about one of our centre halves. What happens? Supposing if Gabriel lose form, he can come in for Gabriel, or we might have to play differently if Saliba gets kind of tempted by the lure of Real Madrid. The fact is we've got options, but Arsenal fans really need to know their manager. They praise this manager to the hilt, but they get a lot of things wrong about how he thinks. They think that they don't understand that the manager's still got a downer on Martinelli.
Yeah,
we're at Arteta out.
The only reason Martinelli stayed on today and Saka was sacrificed because he's got pace.
He's got the pace, and let's be honest, he didn't exactly get away from his players and give us that outlet, did he? So
Saka did nothing either, but I felt a bit bad for him. I know I say he did nothing. He crossed the ball in for our second goal. But other than that, I didn't know he was on the pitch.
Not at all.
That's how the game went. But I felt a bit bad for him because I think that was the first. I may be wrong, but I think that was the first time he was captain in a start.
Yeah, definitely. I think he captained,
and he got hooked at half time.
Yeah, he got captain. He was captain on Thursday as well. But the thing is, it's about sacrifice. His needs must. His needs must. The team's got to come first before.
Yeah, but I like that from Arteta. The fact that he's gone, I don't care if it's Starboy. You're coming off, mate. Half time.
But I don't think it was personal. I think it was just to stop Man City coming down that left-hand side. They wanted to get stop runs from Stocku first and stop the runs from Guardiola as well and stop them from doubling up. And I think with Saka is less likely to do that on a regular basis than Benjamin White. If you noticed, Saka, he struggled a bit with Doku in that first half. However, in the second half, Benjamin White was anonymous. Yeah, but Benjamin White, when he came on and he was meant to help out, when he was meant to help out Timber, he struggled with Grealish. So much as everyone praises Ben White for his shithousery against top players who can run at you and got a bit of skill, Benjamin White still struggles, and that's the reason why he's going to lose his place to Timber. And I saw that for myself. The manager's seen it. You've seen it. We're the rat army. Everyone says we're negative about a player. Sorry, we read the manager. You know the biggest member of the rat army is? Not you.
Arteta.
Nick Arteta's the biggest member of the rat army. So
and on that bombshell, follow Kenny Ken 1972 on Insta. We're out. Cronky out.